Today on Max Handy Gadgets, we're cooking a chuck roast like a steak, and it tastes even better than a ribeye. So let's get started. Okay, for our chuck roast that we're going to cook like a chuck steak that tastes better than a ribeye, we have an Angus premium chuck roast here. Let me see if I can show you the tag. It's an Angus premium chuck roast. It's a pot roast. And it's 2.39 pounds, almost 2.5 pounds. Yep, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get this out of the package and I'll bring you back. Okay, here we have our beautiful chuck roast that we're gonna cook like a chuck steak. And we're gonna dry brine this for 24 hours with kosher salt, coarse kosher salt. And we're gonna end up reverse searing this in our cast iron skillet to make it taste really good, tender, and juicy. So let's get started. Yeah, we're going to take our coarse kosher salt here and we're going to sprinkle that on top. Let's do that. Make sure you get enough on there because this is a thick piece of meat here. Now that looks like a lot of salt, but it'll go right in there and be absorbed by the meat, and the juices will come out and go back in and make it really tender. So go ahead and pat that in. Then we're going to go flip it over. Pat that in. Now don't forget your edges. Roll it around in your salt there and get every little bit that you might have missed. Put a little bit on this end. Pat it in. Roll it around a little. Looks like it might need a little more down this end, so go ahead and put some. Okay, flip it over. If you see any you missed, go ahead and add a little more salt, maybe right here. Okay, now we did do another chuck roast, but we turned it into two really tender, juicy chuck steaks about a week ago. So I'll leave a link in the description for that. Boy, those really turned out good. You ought to check them out. Yeah, okay. Let's put a little more salt on here because it looks like it's being absorbed pretty good. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these racks, you know, and we're going to put that steak right on top of there. Just like that. Look at that. Can you see it? Boy, is that nice looking. Okay, we have plenty of salt on there. Now all we have to do is put this in the refrigerator for 24 hours. And I'll bring you back when it's done. And you can see how the color changed. It'll change from this color red to a dark red. Yeah. All right, let me go ahead and put this in the refrigerator. And I'll bring you back when it's done. Okay guys, here it is, our beautiful chuck steak. It's very thick. Boy, did that turn out nice. It's been dry brining for 24 hours. And look how red that got. Yeah. It pulled that moisture right out of that steak and it went back in to tenderize it. It broke down all that collagen and connective tissue. And it's going to help tenderize this really good. So now all we had to do is put this in a preheated oven at 275 degrees for 30 to 45 minutes until we reach an internal temperature of 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, so let's do that. Okay, before we put this in the oven, I think we better transfer this to an oven-safe, pan. So I'm going to use my griddle, my cast iron griddle. So let's do that. Take our griddle, and we'll put that right in the middle here. Look at that, isn't that nice? Okay, can you see it? Okay, now let's put that in our oven at 275 degrees for 30 to 45 minutes until we reach an internal temperature of 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. About every 10 minutes I'll check it with a meat thermometer. Alright, let me put this in the oven. Okay, here it is, guys. Our beautiful steak right out of the oven. Now I pulled it at about 112 degrees internal temperature. It was in there for 45 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Boy, does that look good. It's going to look even better and taste even better when we're done searing it up in our cast iron skillet. So let's go ahead and reverse sear this in our cast iron skillet. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's go ahead and set our burner to medium high. And we'll put a little oil in the pan. And we're going to let that get hot, smoking hot. Okay, our pan's smoking hot. Now we're going to take our beautiful chuck steak here, and we're going to put that right in there. And we're going to go ahead and sear that on both sides and the edges. We're going to flip it about every 30 seconds or so. We want it to form a nice crust. Alright, let's flip it over and see how we're doing. Okay, that looks pretty good. Boy, is that smelling good. Nothing like the sound of sizzling steak in a frying pan, especially a cast iron frying pan. Okay, let's give it a flip and see how we're doing. Wow, that looks really good. Okay, let's see if we can do our edges. Okay. Let's check our internal temperature. 123, 124, can you see it? 125, okay. Let's lower our heat to medium low. Let's go ahead and add a little salt, a little bit of pepper, black pepper, tiny bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder. And we'll go ahead and flip that over. We'll add a little salt to this side, a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, and some onion powder. Okay, let's flip it back over. Now we're going to go ahead and baste it with a little butter, because everybody loves butter, right? Yeah. Boy, does that smell good. Okay, let's flip it back over. Let's put a little butter on this side. Wow, this is going to taste good, I bet you. Look at all that butter. Okay, let's flip it back over. Boy, that's just beautiful. Okay, that's about done. We're going to shut off our burner. And we're going to get that out of there. Put that right on our cutting board right here. Wow. Is that beautiful? Can you see it? It's huge too. Yep. Okay. Alright, let's put that aside and let that rest for a little bit. Okay, now while our steak's resting for about 10 to 15 minutes, we can make a delicious, quick and easy au jus for our dipping sauce for the steak. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, now we're going to set our burner to medium-low. We're going to add about a half a cup to a cup of red drinking wine. It's a dry wine, not cooking wine, so we'll put that right in there. Okay, let's stir that around a little. Okay, now we're going to add about a half a cup or a cup of beef stock or beef bouillon. Mix that in. Boy, that smells good already with all that flavor bits from the meat and the seasonings and all that good stuff and the butter. Yeah, this is going to be good. Okay, we're going to let that simmer a little bit and reduce down some. Okay, it seemed to reduce down some and it smells really good. We're going to add about a half a teaspoon of thyme in there though. A little bit of thyme. Mix that in. That way when you dip it in there you get a little bit of thyme in with each bite. Yeah. Okay, we'll let that simmer just a little while longer and it'll be done. Okay, our au jus looks to be about done. Let's shut off our burner. Smells really good. Okay, let's put this aside for a minute. And we'll take our Pyrex pitcher here and we'll put our au jus right in there. Okay, let's dump it in there. Let's see if we can do this. Okay. Well, there it is. Our beautiful au jus. Yeah. Now all we have to do is get into our really, really big chuck steak. Yeah, I can't wait to get into that. Yep, let's do that. Well, there it is, guys. Our delicious chuck roast that we cooked like a chuck steak. And boy, does that smell good. I bet you it tastes even better, too. And that Au Jus, yeah, with all that butter and seasonings in there, that's going to be good. Yep. So we took a normal chuck roast and we cooked it like a chuck steak, and we went ahead and dry brined it with salt for 24 hours. And then we reverse seared it in our cast iron skillet. Yeah, this is going to taste good. I just know it. So let's get into a piece. Okay, we're using our Santuco knife. It's an aceti knife. It's still really sharp, and we sharpened it with our anti-sharp knife sharpener, so it's going strong. We're testing that out for you guys, so it's still working. All right, let's have a nice piece here. Let's try to slice it. Oh, yeah. Look at the juice coming out of there. Can you see it? I'm trying to slice it kind of thin. Look at that. That's just beautiful. I don't know if you can see it, but look how juicy that is. Can you see that? And it's tender, really tender. All right, let's cut all the way through. Let's see how we did. Wow, can you see that? Look at that. Yep, okay. All right, let's go ahead and have a bite. There it is, look at that. And the crust, just beautiful. All right, let's have a little bite. Okay. Yep, nice and pink. All right, let's go ahead and dip it in our dipping sauce here. Wow, is that tasty and tender, really tender. Yeah, let's save the crust for later. Let's try a piece of this right here. There you go. Look how nice that is. Can you see it? All right, let's have a little taste of that one. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Boy, is that tasty and tender. And that dipping sauce is awesome. Yeah, let's just cut another little piece. That's about right in the middle there. Let's see how it is. Look at that. Can you see it? It's really beautiful. Okay. Let's arrange them so you can see them better. Okay. Okay, guys, just go ahead and make them this way. You know, bring them up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit in your oven, and then go ahead and reverse sear them in your cast iron skillet. Yep, you won't regret it. Boy, are these tasty. This chuck steak here, you'll remember. It's that good. It's better than probably a restaurant, you know? And it tastes, I think, better than a ribeye, because the chuck steak has a lot of good flavor. And if it was really tender like it is here, it really is good. And you know what would go good with that right there? A nice tall glass of wine. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay guys, if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Chuck steak that tastes like ribeye. Yeah.